everyone, and welcome back to AustinPlus commentary, where today we are doing an official review on the Wicked movie. Now, I know this is a bit running into the 12 days of Christmas I had, because the truth is I didn't think I was going to do a review on this, but it turns out I actually really enjoyed this movie, much more than I did the last. That's why I didn't do a review on the last one. So without further ado, I thought we'd just get right into it with the typical criteria that we had with Now You See Me. Don't forget to check that video out. But without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we have I would argue the three good characters in this. I think you could only argue that they're actually the three best, because they're the mainly three that are only showcased well in this movie compared to the last. But first of all is Elphaba. She is a character that is often cited as the heart of the whole franchise, the heart of Wizard of Oz, the heart of the Wicked Witch of the West. And this franchise, or this duality of movies, it shows her evolutions from Elphaba to the Wicked Witch of the West, and it resonates deeply, especially for those who love the Wicked, like Broadway shows and stuff. But while you can see it coming, it is like night and day compared to both movies. She's like kind-hearted in the first one. You see her endure her villainous side, but a villainous side with reason. When she sang the No Good Deed, it really solidified her character impact, which we'll talk about later, but it really solidified her evolution from a kind-hearted woman to a cold-hearted witch. Secondly is, and I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I understand why it's an unpopular opinion, but the second is Glinda. The journey of Glinda was basically the opposite of Elphaba. Elphaba was kind-hearted to villainous. Glinda seemed villainous, and now she's the main protagonist. The journey of Glinda, it was that she was a self-absorbed popular student, and it was basically the conflicting character to Elphaba. I do think provides a really good dynamic arc for this character across both movies. And I also think Ariana Grande's charm with this whole character really does capture the essence of Glinda. So I do think, as much as people think, singers playing characters in films, yada yada yada, get a grip. Do what you want, it's still good, and she's still a good actor, and she's still a good singer, so deal with it. I would say Glinda's also very easily led in terms of the Wizard of Oz. She's easily led, and it's very showcased heavily in this movie, and I would say this makes her more of a predictable character, but she is, as I said earlier, very dynamic in this sequel. The last one was, I didn't really like her character. This one I did quite. Now, this is an unpopular opinion, but I do really appreciate this. But Fiyero, I think, was actually a really good character, but underappreciated. Fiero's transition from the captain of the Wizard's Guard, and that's not easy to say, to the romantic figure to Elphaba, and then eventually the Scarecrow. Honestly, that whole dynamic between the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow was so obvious. But it offers a compelling moral center to his character. Like, it's basically three different character types. You have the acting, then you have the true, and then you have the Scarecrow. I don't really know what the Scarecrow brings to the table, but hey. I think it is an amazing choice of actor as well. I think Jonathan Bailey is a really underrated actor at this point of his career. He is very good, and also his character development in this whole franchise is just a masterpiece to watch. I mean, it was quite obvious he was the Scarecrow, but we waited for 2 hours to see him grow. Hey, don't know if it was that worth it. Now, in terms of the best moments for Wicked for Good, I would obviously say that the For Good, the song duet between Elphaba and Glinda, was really good as well. The final farewell and reconciliation between Elphaba and Glinda are consistently cited in these movies, whether that's the Broadway show, whether that's the movies, whether that's the books. It comes back to the same thing, and it's the whole emotional climax of the whole film. The scenes focus on the raw emotion and powerful vocals of both Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, and leaving me and many others that I saw in that theater very happy with the ending of this song. It was perfectly performed. Now, I don't really know any other songs from it, only this, because it ended up appearing in a show that I've watched before, but I've never seen the Broadway show. So this was actually really good. And for a song I didn't know, and most of the songs that were sung I did not care, because I didn't know them. Now the second, and I know this is going to be a bit weird to say after having just said how don't really get the music, but this one, the No Good Deed scene where she reaches where Elphaba reaches her villainous reputation and becomes the big bad Wicked Witch of the West. This scene, I think, had so much power, and it was so elegant. But Elphaba reaches her breaking point, and who can blame her, and decides to embrace her villainous reputation. I wouldn't say decides to embrace it. That woman has been through the ringer. Surprised it didn't happen sooner. I think Fiyero being the reason was actually a perfect way to enter both of these characters. One as the Scarecrow, one as the Wicked Witch of the West. It was set up perfectly, and it provided literal body chills for me. I don't know about you guys, but it provided body chills for me. And it solidified her transformation, as I said, as the Wicked Witch. Thirdly, I think the closet door scene. Now, this is the best picture I could find. The closet door scene, I think, was very good. It was a subtle yet highly emotional moment at the end where Glinda hides in the closet and only sees Elphaba's silhouette as she fakes her death. And I think it was the perfect scene because I was convinced she just went, yeah, just get this bucket of water and throw it on me, it works. I thought that was a bit odd, and then you see the actual ending. And I think it's a perfect ending, and it was the perfect scene because after all of that conflict that the both of them had been through, it beautifully illustrates the heartbreaking farewell of Glinda and Elphaba, for that matter. Now, I would say those three are quite, normal for anyone that likes these movies. If you are a Wicked fan or you're not, I think these three are very normal. This next one, I found this really compelling, and this was the one I was like, yeah, I'm hooked now. Mainly because it was actually quite early in the movie. But it was Bok's transformation from the amazing guard, or whatever he was, but then became the Tin Man. Bok's transformation is a tragic consequence of unrequited love, where Elphaba is forced to cast a life-saving spell after Nessa Rose accidentally shrinks his heart with a misfired love spell. Honestly, it happens to the best of us. Now, this act meant that to save his life, it turns him into a man of tin, or the Tin Man, whatever you want to call it, who no longer needs a heart, leading to Bok to incorrectly blame Elphaba for his new heartless existence and fully embrace his path into Dorothy's journey. Now, I don't know how someone so pissed off can end up singing "We're Off to See the Wizard, the Ones that are Wizard of Oz." I don't know how someone so damned can go. To be fair, the same goes for the Scarecrow. Now, if we're comparing this to the Broadway show, and then there's actually a book, so if we compare this to the whole original story, here is what I think about it. The 1995 novel Wicked: The Life and the Times of the Wicked Witch of the West is a dark, very political fantasy, which this movie has definitely ripped a page from. It is a far darker story than the first. It is a grim political story that focuses on the fascism, animal rights activism with the Cowardly Lion and how they act with the Yellow Brick Road, having the animals make it. Fascism is a very big part of it, and also there's a deep-seated prejudice and other forms of mature content. In the novel, Elphaba and Fiyero have a child that ends with Dorothy accidentally killing Elphaba for real. The musical and films give Elphaba and Fiyero a hopeful and happy ending where they fake her death and escape together. Now, a lot of people probably don't like that. I think that's good. I don't think the films featured the two songs, like No Place Like Home and The Girl in the Bubble. The Girl in the Bubble they did. No Place Like Home I don't think they did, because that's a Dorothy song, because there was a non-facial Dorothy cameo. They did add scenes to this movie like Glinda and Fiero's wedding and more on-screen interactions with the both of them and with Fiyero. However, it was still to do with Elphaba's story, that's for sure. But the film was still great. My overall consensus of this movie is a very powerful and visually stunning and emotional adaptation that lives up to the hype, considering there was barely any for this movie. I completely forgot that this movie was coming out this year until I got a trailer for a different film. I did enjoy the first one, and I was quite keen to see the second one because I noticed it had more, understanding to the first, to the original Wizard of Oz, which I understand. So I was more inclined to watch this one than the last. Also, the last one I went with a searing headache and ill, so overall not a good experience. They transformed the musical into a cinematic masterpiece, and the good parts are in the vocals, the dramatic performances, and especially in the central duo's execution of a for good and no good deed. I do appreciate that this film remains faithful to the musical's core themes, or friendship, injustice, challenging authority, making a very deeply satisfying narrative conclusion. I also think the deep-seated backstories like the childhood flashbacks for both Elphaba and Glinda do accommodate for its runtime. The film uses CGI and extensive long location shooting, like the Yellow Brick Road was built from animal labor. I think that's a good message based on the first one and how it is a problem. But it is clear that this movie offers a unique experience for both long-term fans of the show and newcomers like me. Whether you're drawn to the performances, the visual, or timeless themes, there's a lot to discuss and appreciate. But it's a film that aims to leave a lasting effect and impression to spark a conversation long after you leave the theater. Hence why I'm doing this video. Its versatility in genre make it a far deeper story and far more captivating. That is for sure. But without further ado, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you would like to see on the channel. But without further ado, hope you have an amazing day as always, and I'll see you on the next one, folks. Bye!
Yeah!